Hey everybody, Kerry Robinson here. I'm with Hall of Fame shortstop Ozzie Smith. Now Ozzie, you're my manager again.
Yes.
A couple years ago, you did some Cardinal on Cardinal crime and traded me. Is that in the plans today?
No, you're not. You're a staple part of this team, and I'm going to use you today.
Okay, I appreciate that. Now you hosted This Week in Baseball.
Yeah, I hosted This Week in Baseball.
I think you did a really good job with that. What have you been doing lately?
Well, this year for the first time, I've had an opportunity. I'm having the opportunity to do the host of Cardinal Live, Cardinal Insider.
Okay.
So that's the latest media thing that I've done. But I think my training with This Week in Baseball has really helped me as far as being able to do the Cardinal Insider.
All right. And I heard a story from Whitey this offseason about your first days and landing and coming to St. Louis from San Diego and how cold it was in this big old coat you had. Do you remember that day? And
no, that's not a true story. You want to say that I came in a fur coat? I hadn't gotten my fur coat yet. He hadn't paid me yet.
Oh, I got you. Now, you're the Wizard of Oz, right? Obviously, your nickname came from the movie or whatever. Mm-hmm. Tell us exactly, how did that come about? Did somebody label you that? How did that?
Yeah, you know what? I think it just had to do with, first of all, my name was Osborne. Mm-hmm. And in baseball, they don't call you by your full name.
Right.
They always have nicknames. So it was always Oz. And I think they coupled that with some of the plays that I made early on in my career. So
like the one
it's kind of wizardry. Yeah, they call that kind of wizardry. So that's really how that all came about. And I can't remember the very first time that somebody called me the Wizard.
Right.
It's just one of those things that seems to be, it was just there.
Yeah. What was your favorite play that you made over your career?
Well, you know what? Everybody will talk about that one play where I had to bury in the ball, but as you know, those are not plays that you practice. That's just one of those things that happen. It's one of those automatic things that kind of, they're just one of those special days. But, I've always prided myself on being able to make the play where you have your back to the infield, where you have to go out and catch the ball over your shoulder, over your hand, and I certainly did that. I did that a lot in my career, because we played in such a big stadium that you had to cover a lot of ground and stuff. So I worked in batting practice on learning to catch that ball over my shoulder with my back to the infield, and I took a lot of pride with that.
I had to ask you, I thought of another question, I'm sorry, that you guys had an altercation, you and Kendo with the Giants?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, you know what, I think the year before, we weren't supposed to beat them, and we ended up beating them, and they had a bad taste in their mouth with that and stuff, and so it was one of those things that never went away. And so I don't mind guys coming down, and I always had guys always trying to take me out because it was to be able to say that I took Ozzie Smith, that was bad. You'd win, you'd win an honor or something, but I never mind as long as the guy was doing it cleanly. But when guys start trying to intentionally maim or hurt people, that's not what the game is all about, and that's really what that stemmed from. We had Kendo got tied up with Will there, and stuff. It was an ugly scene. I wish that things like that didn't happen, and didn't want to be a part of that. But unfortunately, it's what happens a lot of times.
A lot of people think that me and Tony La Russa had a bad relationship when we were together, and that was a bad taste in my mouth. I did an interview with him in spring training and kind of hashed some of those things out. Now, you famously had a disagreement with him about, starting with Royce Clayton came to town. Have you guys hashed that out, or how's that relationship?
Yeah, you know what? I've always considered myself a professional. We have a professional relationship. I've never had anything against Tony. I didn't really know the man, so... we've never really sat down and per se hash things out, but I don't have a problem with Tony or anybody that, I was one of the guys that I got along with everybody in the game of baseball.
Okay, I got one last request. So, you're the Wizard. Scarecrow wanted the brain. Tin Man, what he wanted the heart. And the Lion wanted courage. I'm a lifelong St. Louis Blues fan.
Okay.
And I know you did something with them this past for the Winter Classic. I would like to request as a fan of the St. Louis Blues a Stanley Cup in 2018. Cup. Can you grant that?
Yes. Stanley Cup 2018.
There you have it. Ozzie Smith said it's going to happen. Thanks, Ozzie.
All right. Thank you, Kerry.
All right. If you found value in that interview, please share it on Facebook. Thank you, guys.